joys and concerns. Here at the Maumee Valley Unitarian Universalist congregation, our goal is to provide a welcoming space for people to come together to experience religious freedom, find a community, grow spiritually, and explore ways to make the difference in the lives of others. We draw on a wide variety of resources to provide stimulating and meaningful Sunday services. Visitors, if you'd like to start receiving our weekly email, make sure to fill out one of the blue cards found in the seat back pockets and put the card in the box on the greeter's table. We've also provided envelopes in the seat backs for those who may want to use them for the offertory. Remember to write your name on it if you want tax credit for your contribution. So, take a moment and greet your neighbors. Not now. In just a second. In just a second. Yeah, you can stay here. Our chalice today will be lit by Ann Gill. Please join me in reading the words provided as we light our chalice today. We light this chalice for the... What? There we go. We light this chalice for the quiet truths we carry and for the futures we're brave enough to write. In this circle, we honor the courage it takes to live openly, the softness that sustains us, and the joy and power that grow when we gather. As the chalice glows, may we feel steadiness rise in us. May we trust that our becoming, messy, radiant, unfolding, wholly belongs to us. Now it's time for the sharing of joys and concerns. Tina, please pause the recording at this time. At MVUUC, changing so many places today. Our first hymn comes from the gray hymnal, Here We Have Gathered. You may stand or sit as Spirit moves you to do so.
Find a kindly word. friendship, this our heart's own song. You may be seated.
Our opening today, our Garden Prayer by David M. Horst. Early in the morning, before the children are awake and while the grass is still dewy, I like to walk in my garden. It's my garden only because it shares the same small plot of land my family and I inhabit. The garden does not really belong to me. I belong to it, at least for the short time I'm here. Today, I'm still in my slippers and have my first cup of coffee in hand. Much of what grows had been planted 2 or 3 homeowners ago. Some I've planted since our arrival. But if they belong to anyone or anything, the plants and flowering trees I come to see and smell, viburnum, dogwood, magnolia, and crabapple, belong to the sun and the rain and the soil. These living things are a beauty not of my making, though surely of my desire. At the moment, the rose bushes are in full burst of red and perfume. The hydrangeas are sure to open their moppy heads as soon as the sun falls upon them. The weedy-looking globe thistles are turning lovely blue and spiky. The foxglove, however, rules the garden. Its central stalk is 5 feet high and heavy with pink, scoop-shaped blossoms with charming freckles inside. I am awed by the abundance. I'd intend to walk the garden simply to observe and wonder. But there's a weed that must be pulled, a stray stem that needs to be pruned, a blossom drooping and fading that should be snipped. So I set my coffee cup down on the back porch, grab a small pail, and go to work. I end up with muddy hands, wet slippers, and a pail full of weeds and trimmings. Why can't I simply observe and wonder? Won't the beauty of my small garden world survive without me? I step back to the porch to retrieve my coffee, now cold, stamp the dew off my slippers, and take one look back at the garden before I return into the house. The garden is no more beautiful now than when I first arrived. My weed pulling, pruning, and snipping haven't really improved the garden nor made that much of a difference as far as I know. It's like a prayer. The words I speak don't really change anything, but I know they change me. So before we get to the exchange of flowers, I wanted to offer a couple thoughts about growing and enduring. When a lot of churches have this service, it's closer to the spring. For us, the summer solstice has now passed, and we are in the thick of the summer heat. The harvests have not yet happened, and there isn't much that comes alive during the heat. But there is something the plants still do regardless and encouraged by the heat. They grow. It is sometimes a measurable process, but a lot of the ripening and growth that happens can sometimes be hard to see. All of what transpires outside the vantage of the naked eye is vital for the final form any plant will take. In this interconnected web we exist in alongside the flora and fauna, I think it is always worthwhile to take notes from the nature that surrounds us. If we bloom later than others, if our surrounding soil doesn't have quite what we need to thrive, finding what we need to grow, spreading parts of ourselves wherever the wind may send us, all are important pieces of how we exist both in our own lives and the lives of others. Humans are of hardy stock. No matter what seems to happen, we endure. We grow and change and try our best to adapt to the world around us. There is beauty both in the growth we see and in the growth we don't. There is also beauty in the gifts we give ourselves and the gifts we give each other. Now, for the flower communion, I invite all of you, should you want to participate, to line up in the same place where people do for joys and concerns. You don't have to move now, but you can. You can start to line up, don't all run at once. And I invite you all to come to the bouquet and select a flower, not for yourself, but for the person behind you in line. This means that everyone will both receive and give a flower. This way, each person connects with multiple people present here today. The one who brought the flower, the one they gave the flower to, and the one they received the flower from. Many of us will leave with a different flower than the one we brought, symbolizing the interconnectedness of humanity and the idea that we all have something to learn from one another.
So I'm going to do a quick UU principles connection, but first I just want to reflect on this ceremony and just how much I like it. It's a simple but very, I think, meaningful and moving moment when we get to kind of build our bonds as a community. And I was thinking about it this morning that, what I really love is the fact that we choose a flower for someone else, right? Because that's very much like any kind of relationship. What's up, Tina?
I just want to say that I couldn't stop smiling when I was watching.
Yeah, agreed. And, the act of selecting a flower for somebody and giving it to them, in some cases that can be very personal. If you know the person standing behind you that you're going to give the flower to, you can choose something like, oh, I know their favorite color, or I know they actually really like this flower, or something like that. But even if you give a flower to a complete stranger, I just like Tina mentioned, the way that people's faces lit up, not just upon receiving a flower, but in the act of giving it as well. And I think that's really a great example of the generosity of spirit that we offer to each other as members of a community, but also in any kind of relationship. You're offering something to someone else, and ideally, what you're offering is compatible with what the other person is willing to receive, right? It doesn't always happen that way, but when we're building relationships with people, we have to remember that what is being offered is, a gesture of generosity, and if we are able to receive that, I think that's also a really amazing act of generosity. And that's ideally how it works, right? It doesn't always work that way, but I think the flower ceremony is a beautiful demonstration of how the giving and receiving can really bring joy to both parties. Anyway, enough of my rambling. So the UU principles connection. In a world often divided by beliefs, and by the way, I did not write this. This is adapted from the website of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Jonesboro, Arkansas. In a world often divided by beliefs, the Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion stands as a symbol of unity, diversity, and interconnectedness. Rooted in the principles of inclusion and respect for all individuals, this beautiful tradition celebrates the uniqueness of each person while fostering a sense of community and belonging. The Flower Communion has its origins in the Czech Unitarian Church, where it was introduced by Norbert Čopak, a Czechoslovakian Unitarian minister, in 1923. Fleeing persecution, Čopak sought to create a ritual that would reflect the diverse and inclusive values of Unitarianism. The Flower Communion was born out of this vision. The Flower Communion holds deep significance within Unitarian Universalist communities by embodying several of our shared values: pluralism, interdependence, and transformation. First, pluralism. By welcoming people of all backgrounds, beliefs, and identities, the Flower Communion embodies the principle of inclusivity that lies at the heart of Unitarian Universalism. It sends a powerful message that everyone has value and contributes to the beauty of the whole. The wide variety of flowers exchanged during the ceremony symbolizes the diversity of human experience. Just as each flower is unique, so too is each individual, with their own strengths, challenges, and perspectives. Second, interdependence. Through the act of exchanging flowers, participants acknowledge their interconnectedness. We are all part of a larger community, and our actions have ripple effects that extend far beyond ourselves. Third, transformation. Taking place in usually the springtime, but today the summer, the flower communion represents the cyclical nature of life and the opportunity for renewal and growth. It serves as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always the potential for new beginnings and positive change. May it be so. Let us pause to honor the silences of the world as we enter a brief time of quiet reflection and meditation. I'll ring the bowl once to begin and once more to close.
You say there's so much you don't know. You need to go and find yourself. You say you'd rather be alone, 'cause you think you won't find it tied to someone else. Ooh, said it's true that the growing only happens on your own. They don't know me and you. I don't think you have to leave. If to change is what you need, you can change right next to me. When you're high, I'll take the lows. You can ebb and I can flow, and we'll take it slow and grow as we go. Grow as we go. You won't be the only one. I am unfinished, I've got so much left to learn. I don't know how this river runs, but I'd like the company through every twist and turn. Ooh, said it's true that the growing only happens on your own. They don't know me and you. You don't ever have to leave. If to change is what you need, you can change right next to me. When you're high, I'll take the lows. You can ebb and I can flow, and we'll take it slow and grow as we go. Grow as we go. it's done, we're gonna see that it was better that we grew up together. Tell me you don't wanna leave, 'cause if change is what you need, you can change right next to me. When you're high, I'll take the lows. You can ebb and I can flow. We'll take it slow and grow as we go. Grow as we go. Grow as we go. Grow as we go.
Okay. Our closing words today are titled A Bouquet of People by Claire Feingold Thorin. Let us give thanks for a bouquet of people. We give thanks for children. Like tulips and iris, they multiply around us, making the world ever more filled with color, beauty, and new life. May we bless them as they replant themselves ever further from us, knowing that they need their own space to grow into. We give thanks for generous friends, as constant in bloom as echinacea, and whose gifts lift up our body and spirit. We give thanks for feisty friends, as indomitable as geraniums, and for continuous friends who, like bittersweet and ivy, hold on and never let go. For crotchety friends, as prickly as rose bushes, their beauty a secret that is only discovered through careful gardening. For surprising friends, who at first glance seem dour and then blossom into joy as quickly as forsythia. For funny friends, silly as snapdragons, and serious friends, complex as chrysanthemums. For comfortable friends, their gentle presence as soothing as the sweet smell of lilacs. For stormy weather friends, who stand by us in hard times, like lily of the valley that cannot be deterred by shade or shadow. For old friends nodding like sunflowers in the evening time, and young friends coming in fast as flocks. For friends as unpretentious as dogwood, as persistent as pachysandra, as steadfast as azalea, and who, like snowdrops, can be counted on to see you through the winter and remind you that spring always comes. For loving friends who wind around us like wisteria and embrace us, despite our blights, wilts, and witherings. And finally, for forget-me-not friends, gone but never forgotten. Their beauty lives on in our memories and hearts. For this bouquet of people who brighten our lives, each in their own way, we give thanks. May it be so. Let us carry the flame of the chalice into the world, serving others with love and a sense of justice. Please join me in reading the words provided as we extinguish the chalice. Within the heart of the flower, a fountain of beauty. Within the heart of the community, a fire that warms and dances. Within the heart of each of us, a spark of the spirit of life. Thank you. Before our closing song, we have time for a few brief announcements. Please come to the podium if you have one or several to make.
Hello, this is just echoing what I put in the newsletter. I am looking for a couple of musical helpers for the month of August. I have some traveling and some other commitments, so you will see me a lot less next month. But everything will be already taken care of. I just need somebody to sit there and push buttons. And it's really pretty easy. If that is something you would be interested in helping out with, come see me after service, or find a way to get in touch with me, because I think my email's somewhere.
Hi everybody, I'm Sue. So after donning a hazmat suit and getting my son's bedroom cleaned out, we found his old guitar. So I have a guitar that is up for grabs out in the social hall. It comes with a case, it comes with a stand, it comes with a strap. I am offering it up to anybody here who wants it. If there is nobody who's going to take it, then Megan said that she'll take it and find a student to give it to. So just wanted to let you know that. I also, if anybody needs size 16 clothes, I have about 6 bags in my car. So see me, or I'm dropping it off at the fridge. The fringe.
So I have an ask to relieve you of things that you would probably throw in the trash. I have 2 friends who are in search of some items. One friend is collecting the inner tubes of toilet paper and paper towels, as well as newsprint or old books that are no longer of value, to make decorations for her wedding next year. And so if you think of it, throw them in a bag, bring them to me, and I will get them to her. And another friend who works with women who are in recovery for addictions does like vision boards, and it's getting harder and harder for her to find any kind of magazines. So if you have access to any kind of magazine that has pictures and large words, so even if it's like travel things or anything, if you would bring those, and then I will get them to that person. So keeping it out of the trash bins and into something that can be useful. Thank you. And don't forget to bring money or canned goods and pet food for a brown bag.
Hey. Blood drive, that's right. It's that time. It's that time, and I have to start, I don't have to, I get to start planning for it and everything. August 22nd. I know it sounds far away, but it ain't. Obviously, I'm going to need all the things, the people, the food, the donors, so think about it. If you haven't donated before, give it a shot. You might enjoy it, and you're saving lives. 3, in fact. Just saying. Also, I have posters, so if anyone would like posters to take to their job, to take anywhere to put up, I would appreciate that. See me after, and I'll make you copies of the poster. And it would really help me if I can have them put out in places that I can't necessarily think of or go to. So see me if you want to help in any way. Thanks.
Quick announcement. The Lions Unitarian Church is having a little concert today, I think at 6. There is a flyer on the board above the coffee with more details. Thank you.
Kale, no, yoga. Yoga, 6 o'clock, right on the dot. Meditation, 7:30. Please come if you're able. Now, both of these classes are dedicated to the Brown Bag Food Project also. And they can use money, they can use items, dog food, cat food, they can use hygiene products, they can use your help. So that would be great. Thank you.
Okay, so in addition to being a lot of different roles here, I have the honor of being the chairperson for our Sunday Services Committee, along with a bunch of wonderful volunteers who help put everything together. We have some unusual services coming up, and one of them is going to be August 2nd. That is the day that we normally would have everyone helping put together the camp for the kids for the next week after service. We decided that we would use service as that service and do it in the evening so that we could have a story and music time around the campfire kind of thing going that evening. So around 5 o'clock, if people show up here, and Noelle will have a list of things that she needs done to prepare the sanctuary and the rest of the church for the kids for the following week. That would be great. And then it's the first Sunday of the month, so we're going to do a cookout. What's the word I'm looking for? Thank you, potluck. So summer brain. That evening, so if you're not necessarily interested in helping decorate, but you're interested in helping get things ready for potluck, that would be great. If it's not too hot, we'll have the fire pit going, and it's bring your own chair and bring your own drink if you want to have something out there other than water from a cup, and or apple juice, right? We have grape juice left from the blood drive. So we just wanted to do something a little different and take advantage of it being summer and having an alternative type of service. So that is coming up. At the end of August, we're doing a regular time service, but it's cooperative games. So we will start with having chalice lighting, opening words, and then we will be having games set up around the sanctuary and the social hall. So if you know of a really good game that is cooperative, not competitive, we would love to hear what that is so we can add it to our list of things that we already have programmed. All right, thanks.
And last announcement is the intersectional reading group will meet on Thursday, July 30th to complete our discussion of Persepolis. Last discussion was really great, so I look forward to the next one. If you'd like to join us, please email me. Information is in the newsletter. Thank you. Okay, any online announcements? No? Great. So after the closing song, we invite everyone to stay for coffee hour. Thank you for joining us. And our closing hymn today is hymn number 21 in the gray hymnal, For the Beauty of the Earth. Please stand or sit as the Spirit moves you.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour of the day and of the night, for the vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and minds, source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Happy Sweet Week, everyone.